What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another session of Build, Break, and Fix, brought to you by the Rule Coders. You might be observing that there's only me at the moment, and Tori, the other rule coder, is actually making his way as well. He's got some technical issues, so um, he won't be for long. Um, yeah. So in the meanwhile, I would do the the acknowledgement of the country for the actual custodians of the land. So here goes. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gathered today, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and future. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Fantastic. So now that is all done pretty sweetly. So just to recall what we worked on I guess Thursday, because Friday this stream didn't happen. That was basically I was occupied by work commitments, and other team members weren't available either. So that is why I didn't go ahead. But yeah, for today, we're um so I mean for on Friday, I guess what Tori was actually working offline. That we managed to do some pretty cool things. So when Tori jumps back in, he will be able to explain and take us through all what he did on, as in, or offline. And yeah, I must say, he did pretty awesome stuff. As in, um, since he has decided to actually put a lot of time into the project, yeah, the project is literally flying. So huge credit to Tori and all of us as well for being really committed. And yeah, we just want to get this once we've started, we want to get everything finished, because that's what we do. We don't leave things in the middle. All right. So yes, I would. So in the meanwhile, he gets back on. I would just take you through some Jira tickets. Hey, Jack, they're welcome, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty good at giving good jokes, to be honest. And thanks for acknowledging it. I'll take that as a compliment. Right, cool. So in the meanwhile, Tori joins. I will take you through some of the Jira tickets that we managed to get done. So just share my screen real quick. And I don't know if you have observed, but I have actually changed the background music. So if you're liking it, do let us know in the comments, or if you want that to change, yeah, let us know in the comment as well. All right, cool. So let's share my screen, the entire screen. Yes, I'm gonna save that, as in share it. So so what did I want to do? Open up Jira. Let's take you on a tour until Tori joins in. Okay, so we did get I've just heard a popping noise, so I'm thinking Tori is back in action. Yes, he is. So here we go. Welcome, Tori. You made it.
I made it. My computer is being slow. I don't know why. Oh, I like this rock music.
Yeah, yeah, you like it. I thought it might be a really good change for us, as in from the music point of view as well. I'm glad you like it. By the way, your camera's frozen at a perfect moment where you're smiling. I'm guessing he's having technical issues again, so he's probably jumped off, or StreamYard is having a bit of a delay picking up his webcam. I don't know. I'm just taking wild guesses at the moment. All right, cool. So he has actually jumped off, and hopefully comes back soon. All right, let's take you on the tour again. So this is the tour. Okay, cool. So yeah, we managed to get all these issues um done, and this functionality as well, which is perfect. And yeah, passing um so there was an issue. Oh, he's back.
Oh
There
man,
you go, you are back.
sorry.
No problem. I
Being
was just telling the
problematic.
viewers that your your camera is frozen at a perfect moment where you were smiling, and I was like, ka-ching! Take a picture there.
I'm sure I looked absolutely stunning.
Yes,
And
you did. Um, I was gonna say maybe apply for, forget the software dev job, maybe apply for co-game
thanks.
modeling.
Forget the software.
Yeah, forget
Forget
this.
about it. You
Yeah.
won't make it.
We're not gonna make it. Don't worry. It's just a file for fun. But there's big bucks in modeling jobs, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, and jokes aside, your camera's frozen again. Yeah, he's gonna, I think, jump off and then back on again. Yeah, he's probably gonna do that because yeah, it won't come on if it's as it is or not.
Better?
Yeah, yeah, you're back now.
I
You're
hope
back.
I hope it stops. I don't know what's going on.
How
It's
about
not even it's not my Wi-Fi, it's my computer.
right. I thought it might be the in, internet,
No.
but yeah.
No.
Right.
Kinda weird. Probably I
Yeah.
did probably I did did something to it today.
Too much code, is it? And it
Unintended
can't handle
behavior.
your code.
I have a story I shared I shared this tutorial with another friend of mine. I said, "Hey, this is really useful. You set up this bash script
Mm-hmm.
or shell script, whatever, on Windows, and it will recursively clean all of the all the node modules off of whatever project directory you want. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I put all my projects in one folder, and so it will just go through and delete all the node modules
Yeah.
if you have it set up correctly. Well, he called me. He's like, "Hey, I need help. I don't understand this part." And then I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I'm like, and then he has the terminal open with a command.
Mm-hmm.
I see him, and I'm like, it says press any key to continue. And all of a sudden, he just presses a key. I'm like, why did you press the key? Like, you're in the wrong directory. And he deleted everything on his desktop. I'm like, you always gotta read the prompt.
Oh my god. So was it on the desktop as in folder?
Yeah, the desktop folder, like everything was gone. I
Oh.
was like, oh, nothing important was there. He didn't finish the tutorial, but I have it set up correctly. It worked. It's nice. It's nice. You just gotta read the
Big.
prompt. If you're, I told him, like, look, if you're working in the console, if you're
Yeah.
working in the terminal, like anything you do
It's
can
all
be
about reading. Everything is
permanent.
there to read. Yeah. But I'm just really happy that he wasn't in a C drive.
I asked him if he set up any recovery points on his laptop, and he's like, "No, I never did."
Ah. Well, I'm pretty sure that on desktop they're just shortcuts, but all the applications probably have been installed in either C drive or in other, as in drive that he has dedicated to the softwares.
Yeah, I don't know if he
Ah,
had
okay.
actual folders that are not shortcuts on the desktop, but
Ah, right,
I
right.
don't.
That would.
Maybe you can't have it like that, but I think he searched for stuff and it's gone.
Ouch, ouch.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for him.
I don't. He didn't read, so I was like, dude, you gotta read. You
Lesson
gotta
learned,
read.
eh?
Yeah.
Lesson
Sometimes,
learned. You,
sometimes,
you gotta learn the hard way.
sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. I'm sure I can. If I had time to think, I'm sure there are things I did where I'm like setting up, probably setting up Docker on my computer with like Linux subsystem and stuff. I swear it messed up my computer.
If it did, in those kind of things, I wouldn't be surprised because I've done million of those things.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. There's like some Hyper-V to run
yeah, yeah.
Docker is required on an older laptop, and uh, and that like messes with my Wi-Fi driver for some reason. I don't know, and I've tried so hard to fix it,
Ah, right, right.
and I
Yeah,
just I just gave up.
yeah, I wouldn't know that because I haven't really experienced that issue. But as far as I know, all my errors were kind of my wrongdoings.
Yeah, it was probably my fault too, but I don't know. It was like kind of a. Yeah. I can't wait to get a newer laptop. Anyways, I'm just kind of
To be
jealous.
honest, I can't wait to until you go back to the US and everything's gonna be basically brand new for you. Brand new laptop, brand new, as in location. Well, not location, but equipment wise.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
and I'll be indoors.
Would that be in front of an actual wall as well, like you're in
Yeah,
Bali?
unfortunately, yeah. I love I love where I work now because it's outside pretty much.
Ah, okay, okay, right, right, right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The
I can
the
tell
only
Yak Dev is
the
on to me.
the only problem is I think sometimes based on daylight savings, I would have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. So we'll
Wow,
see. We'll see
wow,
if it works, man.
wow. That is way early because I did try that because on Saturday I did wake up at 5 a.m. as in to do something really important for work. My body was in front of the computer, but my brain was sleeping in the bed still. And I was like, okay, this is not working. I should probably do something else for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, so good to have you again. So I know that you worked on a bit more stuff offline. Do you wanna take us through that
I don't
and the
remember.
viewers as well,
I
or
don't.
you don't remember anything?
I don't remember what I last did, to be honest.
I
I
think
think.
it was to do with the color change. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, color
Yeah.
change with the WebSockets.
All right. Share my screen then.
Cool.
Hey,
Because
Gagdev. All right. This is. Can you see my screen? Can you enable my?
I need to. Yeah, now
Thank
I
you.
can.
All right. Let's go to Scrumbler and then. Let's see a few things. I fixed that enter button. So if you hit enter, it works.
Yeah, so I saw that one. Well done for that. Oh,
Okay. And
was that pretty
then.
simple?
Yeah, you just need to. All right, let me open VS Code. If you want to know how. Do you want to know how?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Do. This one. So I wonder. I haven't tried pushing to. I haven't tried. I haven't tried pushing to the new repo now that it's moved to an organization. I wonder if it. I don't think there should be any problems. But I
Um,
do want to test it.
yeah, I don't know that either. It will be worthwhile testing it if it still allows. Yeah. Yeah, the only reason why I said it because as in the viewers wouldn't know how we did it, and it's good to share knowledge across. So that's why. Yeah. And
It would be nice if I had the diff, but I don't know where that commit is, and I'm too lazy to look it up right now.
the diff.
Yeah, the
What
diff.
do you mean
So
the
you
diff?
could see. So this is home.html. So
Yeah.
one thing I did is I don't know if this was in a form. Maybe it was in a form element, so I put it in a form element. But there was no
Yeah.
button. There was a tag, and I changed that to a button, and then the
Right.
button type submit in HTML. If you have a button inside of a form with a submit, then whenever you submit the board,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you click on the button or you hit enter, and maybe there's another default behavior, it'll submit the form. So
Right.
that's the easiest
Yeah.
way to do it without dealing with like key press,
Right. Right. Yeah.
handlers,
That makes
enter,
sense.
blah blah blah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
I was, to
default
be
there.
honest, expecting as in this method, but I just wanted to make sure. And yes, yeah, Dev, you're right that I can easily go and read the PR and accept it. Um, yeah, I'll keep in mind not to be lazy for next time. Thank you for that. Okay,
And then I don't know. There's some JavaScript code, but it's not any pretty much not any different than what you had.
that's fine. Yeah,
The HTML is more exciting.
yeah, it is. I can tell.
So we're on the test board now on Scrumbler, on the
Mm-hmm.
live
Yeah.
production site here, and if so, I think two things that updated were the card color
Mm-hmm.
and the position of the card. Now, the position of the card is not integrated with the WebSocket, which we kind of talked about on Jira.
Yeah.
if you remember. And then,
Yes. I do.
but the position of the card is saved if you click save. So let's stack all these in the middle. Do you remember how they looked before we even opened the site?
Yeah.
Like one
I did.
here, one over here,
Mm.
one in the middle. So we
Yeah.
hit save, and we refresh the page. Whoa, that didn't work. What happened?
Two worked. Two worked.
That's odd. There is something weird. Like, there is something weird that I've noticed. Like, there's some weird behaviors with this save button. I gotta look at it. I don't understand
That's
why.
fine. Yeah, there must be many fixes still to be done. Yeah, but the good part is that the logic is there, and two of the cards are working or already. It might just be something to do in the back end as well, as in when it's being
What?
saved, and the values are being saved in Dynamodb, and when they're brought back, that's when I think it might be messing up a bit. Does that make sense?
I swear, this was there. See, it works. It works sometimes.
So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, that's odd. So, anyways, I
Yeah.
thought I fixed it before, but then okay, it's not fixed. So that's a good one to write some
Log in Jira.
some unit
Yeah.
tests on or something and see if
Yeah.
there's some incorrect behavior.
Exactly. Yeah. Unit tests, we are gonna come to them because I've just learned how to do unit testing training at my
Oh, great.
work, because it's my first time. As in, before this training, I haven't done any unit testing in my life.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
So
I'm lazy. I don't do it that much. Well, it saved all the colors correctly.
yeah,
It's weird.
which is great.
Something makes me feel like, yeah, this would be good for the unit test, because something makes me feel like maybe there's something with the jQuery library that's in there, and then it's like debouncing something on the save. That's, but
I see.
it could be a backend thing as well. I will take a look at it at some point. I don't know. That's funny.
That's what I'm thinking. They must have something to do with the in the back end, because it's being saved properly, I'm pretty sure, but when it gets the values from DB, I think that's when they might be changing a bit. Yeah.
Huh. So do you think it's like the read consistency?
To be honest, I can't say anything at the moment until I actually debug it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Colors and position is saved. Now, colors will work on WebSockets. Position will not work on WebSockets.
Okay. Right.
Because I just didn't hook up the position, because honestly, I had no idea how much it would cost.
That's
like
good.
writing the JavaScript and putting it on the front end will probably be like 10 minutes, because I know the code well now. It's pretty simple, but in terms of costing it, I have no idea how much these WebSocket like API gateway and then firing off all these lambdas costs. It might be a lot, it might not be. I don't know. You get 1 million free lambdas a month, but I don't know how you price the WebSockets and stuff as well, because I think those are different.
Yeah, that's right. We will probably have to have a look in the pricing, as in thing as well. So for now, this is basically pretty good as well. So let's leave this at that. So well done for this one. And yeah, pretty good progress to be honest in just a few days, and all of the hard work I would say is actually done by you. So huge props to you,
Thanks,
Tori.
man. Well, it's cool. It was fun. I got to like, I hooked up the. Oh, let me show you the changes I made too. On
Yeah. I'll just ask Jagdev something. Jagdev, am I allowed to look at the changes and that Tori made, or shall I also read them from the pull request?
You probably don't want to read my PRs. Probably horrible.
Oh, talking about them, we really need to do a merge, I think,
I
because
think I think
mhm.
you're probably good at this point though, because like all the major functionality is there.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Because
Um,
I want to make sure that we have all the kind of, because your idea was really good that we should basically do a merge when the WebSockets are basically pretty much done.
yeah, I
And
think everything is done.
yes, yeah, so except the getting the get button, but we won't go into that
Oh,
one at the moment because that will just lose the scope of the stream. Um, yeah. So
uh,
yeah,
uh,
what were you
oh,
gonna
oops! I
show
opened the
us?
wrong folder. I opened the wrong folder.
Oh,
My bad.
I was like,
Hold on there. I want Sam. Where's Sam? There it is.
is your parrot called Sam?
Yes.
Because as soon as you say I want Sam, where that is, and your parrot said, that was pretty funny.
Sam. I had a parakeet who would sing Beethoven. That was pretty funny.
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Oh, Beethoven.
He would
Right.
sing Beethoven. It's funny. So, why is let me close this node modules folder here. All right, so let's take a look at one thing I did. So if you notice, if you ever went into your folder, if you never pulled down the changes, and you opened up your SAM build folder and you opened
Mhm.
this up, you would see
Mhm.
all these functions, right? The lambdas.
Right. So if you're talking GitHub, then that folder is ignored.
Right. I mean, on your locally, like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you haven't run SAM build recently, you open these up, you would have seen that every single Lambda folder here would have had the whole Express app in it too, even the WebSocket functions that don't need it, and that was why the build time was like insanely slow.
Oh, right, right, right. I see. I see.
So the way you deal with that actually is by making, I mean, maybe there's another way too that I don't know. So if somebody did know the answer, that'd be great. But basically, I separated what the Scrumbler API is for the Express app, and I put that in its own folder because those will be bundled together into that one build folder. If
Mm-hmm.
you notice the Hello World function, probably change the
Mm.
name at some point. Um, uh, and then I put all the WebSocket functions in their own folder, default, on connect, disconnect, And so now they are all just built separately without any dependencies because they don't need any, and they don't have the Express app. So it's just they're all in their own individual folders by themselves, and then those get uploaded to AWS. And so the build now instead of the build time taking like 2-3 minutes, it takes me like 30 seconds.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
the good thing is that when you run those lambdas too, they're probably just faster because they don't have all this extra crap they didn't need before. I think I'm not sure about that though, but it just got rid of a lot of stuff we didn't need.
Yeah, true. I can clearly tell.
All I had to do then was just update the code URIs to the correct folder, and so you'll see those
Pretty cool. Yeah.
reflected.
And
then in the default function, no, sorry, not in the default. No, we're done with WebSockets. So in app.js, all I changed was I did a little code refactor, and all I changed were the post note. Where's the post note? Post note and the patch note, so that those worked with the new like data type. Remember, because we have color, text, and position of the note. And so that's all I did. I changed this from, I didn't delete what we had before. I guess we can delete it later, but I just made this like, is it a valid note function that basically checks that it has all the right properties that come from the front end.
Yeah.
And that are in the database. And then from there, it just puts it on the DynamoDB. I didn't even have to, the nice thing was I didn't have to change anything about the params for, like, I didn't have to update the update expression or the expression attributes. It just shoved the whole object onto the existing array for that board's note attribute, which was great.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, to be honest, as in how you have structured it and added a bit more logic in order to basically add the validation that it won't do the actual process until the validation is satisfied, which is exactly the real world programming.
Yeah, all it is just simple, and like the only problem is if we ever update, it's not like dynamic, so the only problem is like if you ever like changed what's coming from the front end to the back end, then you also have to go in and change this back end code, because it's just checking like, do all the properties exist on this node object that you're trying to update.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, to be honest.
So it's probably not the best because it's not dynamic at all, but it did the job, I guess.
It does the job. Yeah, that's basically what we want at the moment.
Yeah, I just didn't want some weird thing to happen where it's posting like the wrong information and and then it's coming back to the client, and then it's gonna throw errors because like things are just messed up or something.
True. Now I completely agree with you, man. As in, for the time duration that we have in a new milestone, yeah, that's the way we want to do it, at least for now. Gekdev's asking, how's work going? Zainab, what are you working on this week? So, Gekdev, work is going pretty good, as in pressure's on, fast-paced company. I love that. What am I working on this week? So it's I was basically working on all the critical bugs and setting up my environments for different local environments for different environments. So when any critical bug comes for any major environment, I can jump on that quickly to solve that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. Cool. So, but um, I guess that's pretty awesome stuff. And then, Tori, love your work as always. Um, I was thinking that in this session, how about if we, in the back end, how about if we change the string property of data to an object itself and then just deploy it?
Oh, I also was like playing around with Sam too, and I learned that you can run Sam. I think it's Sam local API and then API gateway or something, and then it will
Local invoke, if I'm
you can
remembering right.
yeah you can basically locally develop your like
Yeah,
your API gateway, which is
yeah.
cool because then I don't have to deploy every time
Hmm.
to make, because I thought I had a CORS error, but I told you the story.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
I was
I saw
using
that.
I was using something like more modern JavaScript that wasn't supported in Node 12. So I also updated the lambdas to Node 14, which is, I'm sure that's LTS at this point, anyways. But
Yeah, yeah. Cool, man.
because I thought,
Man,
I was
that's
like,
pretty
oh,
good.
what did I do? What did I mess up?
Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. Like there's a joke in dev community that there's always a problem between the keyboard and the chair.
Right. Well, actually, it was good. What I learned from that is that next time I'm gonna make sure that if I have something in a node environment on like a Lambda or wherever else there's like a different runtime, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure that the runtime I'm using to develop and
Hmm.
execute my code for development is the same runtime, so I never have that problem. That was like, I was like, this would have saved me, because I'm
A
sure I have
lot of
like
time.
Node 16 on my computer, right?
The versioning issue. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know that. Been there, done that many times. Still do it sometimes.
Thank you on Stack Overflow to somebody who was talking about optional chaining potentially being the issue, and I was like, I use optional chaining.
True, true.
And that was it. Because the error message was so hard to read. It was so hard to
Ah,
read. It was like,
one
there's a dot. That's it. It's like there's a period. There's an error at period, and I'm like, there's a lot of periods in my code.
there's a long period. Which one? Tell
There's
me
there's
on
there's
the
a lot, like
line.
here. Okay, I see a few right here.
Yeah, yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't telling me the line though. That was
Hmm.
the problem. Um,
True, true. Oh, by the
so
way, I
yeah.
haven't seen this syntax before, which there's an equal with a strike through. So what's
Oh,
I know
this?
that I know they might be of is not equal to, as in literal,
No,
like,
this is just font ligature. It's like a special um, font setting.
oh, right, right, right. Cool. So
I
custom
believe.
font.
Yeah, you can turn this on in VS Code. Let me. I think it's okay. Somewhere in here. I think it's in my main settings. And then if I go to see font ligatures, and I turn that on, and if
Ah,
you're
yeah.
I think most fonts probably have it, but I'm using Cascadia Code, Fira Code, right?
Yeah.
That's my font. And then instead of it being like, normally it's, let me see, yeah, it's like this, right? If you see in my terminal,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Can see.
like, uh, bang equal, it turns it into this,
Ah, right.
which is just
I
visually,
see. Yeah.
cognitively, it's just way easier for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense, though, to be honest. Mhm.
Like I know instead of just seeing like sometimes I don't like code personally where somebody and I do it all the time where there's an if statement with a not because sometimes I just might not see it. Like not,
Mm-hmm.
not true or whatever because I just may not visually see this. So that's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do it all the time. I use it all the time anyways. I'm like it's not as readable to me, I guess.
Yeah.
Versus if you
True.
write
True.
like a more verbose statement, like note is false or whatever makes sense. That's me.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's actually making code more readable as well, as especially if you're just doing that for yourself, as in specifically because you would know what these signs are as well. So yeah, man, pretty good stuff on the individual dev level.
All right. So, do you know where this?
So it would be in create notes. So if you go to router node delete post, uh yeah, text for note, yeah, there. No, no,
There it is.
just slowly, please. Can't read that fast. So that's so when we are posting the note, oh,
Mhm.
this is updating it, isn't it? Or it's posting it?
This is in the post, so this is
Oh, okay,
adding a
cool.
new note to the board
Yeah,
notes. No.
yeah, yeah. I remember it now.
Do,
Okay, so
what do we
uh-huh.
have to change then?
So basically, we need to change the single notes. So if you go to where the single note is um, defined and being set,
Hmm.
single note is being set. Yeah. So we need to do something in the topic because that's where the data comes in.
Right. This is like the note data.
Yes.
This text for note.
Yeah.
So this has the
S-
single note. So
So
this is
if
coming from the request body.
yes, yes. So I
So it's an
think
object. Yep.
probably yes, it would be an object, but I think we would need to append more things in. So let me think.
List. There's this set board notes equal to list append boards note, and then I expression attribute. Is that what it's called? Note. So note is a single note.
Yes. So I'll tell you what's happening. If you go back to where the text for note was being set,
Okay.
single note. Actually, here. So const single note. So that's
I should rename these.
yeah,
Honestly.
true. That's
This
exactly
was
what I
like
was
this, so I
thinking.
didn't want to change it, but we can
Mm,
just make this the um. Well, this validates it here. Um. Oh wait, actually, I should be careful with that. I don't know how much that will change. Okay, let's see.
topic. Oh, right. Okay. So you know how it says request or body dot single note?
Yeah.
Um, basically what that
No
does
data.
is, huh?
Huh? Note data.
Basic, basically what that does is when you post something, it looks in the single note property of the object in the body.
Yeah. Yeah, in the body. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is this comes from the front end,
Yeah.
the client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I'm thinking that we might need to change the node data into an object itself. So it's accessing the text and the position from the body itself. Does that make sense?
You mean instead of it being inside one single note? You mean in the body, the request from the body, you would change the so you would do like fetch URL and then method right post or whatever, and then here in the body you're gonna do a bunch of objects. Like that. Where you have like position. Is that what you mean?
Um, I was hoping that we could only, as in,
Text and color.
actually, I'm thinking. Hang on a minute. Probably yes, because I would want all of these as in the text, the color and the position all to be in the body, so we can just access everything from the body object that's coming from the front end.
But if we it's gonna like take like 30 minutes to change all that probably.
So how do you suggest that we go about it with a minimal change?
Well, it works. We don't need to change it, to be honest. Like if we look at DynamoDB,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to DynamoDB, and it'll probably make more sense what's going on
Mm-hmm.
because there's no problem with creating new nodes or
Yeah.
let's see DynamoDB items. So what it is, it's a what is the data type in DynamoDB? A list, basically an array.
A map. Yeah.
A map. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, blocked. Don't look at my phone.
Yay! She implemented that. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I've had this since the start.
Oh, okay, right.
Safety first.
Exactly. Credit card safety first.
It's your credit card too.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. Then my credit card safety first.
All right, I think this will open the board table.
Wow, you've got that many pinned items.
4? Oh, my bookmarks. My bookmarks
No,
folder is
no, the console. The console as a Lambda CloudWatch API gateway, IAM, Dynamodb, email service.
I think we
Those
use all
pinned
those.
services.
We use all those. That's why.
Not email service.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I didn't use that.
Oh, okay, cool. I see.
Um,
Yeah, so that's a map.
where's the regular test board here?
Yeah, maybe
Oh, there's
search
more
it.
than 50
Give it
boards.
quicker. Wow. All right.
We
Probably
need to
delete.
purge them. Oh, that's for table. Whoops. Search the wrong thing. Okay. Find tables by table name. I want to find a. Wow, why is it so slow?
Yep. Query.
Okay, now it says there's 31. That's weird. Well, there's still too many.
Yeah, still too many.
There's a lot of tests. There's the regular test board. And good old
Okay.
test board. Alright. So if we look at the JSON, it's a list, right? Board nodes is a list, and then
Yeah.
each object is a map, I guess. So that's, or each note is a map, which is basically an object, I'm assuming. So you have this list of
Yeah.
board notes, and then there's 2 notes in here, I guess. What is this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, 3? Okay, there's 3 notes. All map, and then if we open one, we have the date, the node ID, and then the topic, which is all the note data, which is yellow, text, and then the position. Those are the things.
So it's already being saved.
Yeah,
So we
I
don't need to do
updated
anything.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was
okay.
happy. I was like, oh, I don't have to update the like the put params or whatever.
Yeah, I see.
those
Yeah, that makes
expressions.
sense, to be honest.
'Cause
Okay, cool.
It just figured it out.
Hmm.
Unless there is something bad about it, but as far as I can tell, it seems to
It's working. Yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, we are done. Let's go live.
I don't know what is necessarily left to do, honestly.
So there are a few bug fixes that we need to work
I
on.
mean, major feature, like major feature.
The get button.
So that's like a major feature we need. All right, that's
Yes. So basically, the idea of that button was to, as in, just to get the existing board, but that would cause problems in the user integrity.
Sorry, say that again. The get button.
Yeah. So
the get button is a list of boards. So or you get a board by a name, or how does it work?
So the get button will be basically the functionality when a user wants to get a board with notes. So how will it work is when the user gives the board name and then presses get, then it will get his board with all the notes populated in index.html. That's all basically.
Okay, so very similar to when you just navigate to the website. Like here, you put in the board name you want. Like in our case,
Exactly.
test
Yeah.
board. But
Yeah.
you need some validation first, where like it's an actual board, or you need to show a list of boards when he's searching.
So we can't show a list of boards because that will be data integrity issue. Because I don't really want people to see other people's boards.
Okay, but they could, because everything is still public right now. They could potentially.
Yes.
They would just
Yes.
have to guess.
Yes. Exactly. So so okay. Here's a scenario that this functionality would work on. Say you have created a board, tourist board, okay?
Hmm.
And you've added notes and everything good to go. Press save, voila, perfect, all set, perfectly fine. After few days, you want to come back to your board and see what was saved, as in just revisit the notes in there. So that's where the functionality will come in. That you would add
So
your so
okay,
you,
so what if we since the board is being still being saved in local storage, we could just say go to previous board or go to your last board, and it could just read from local storage the board name and just go there. That's really quick and simple
yeah, but for how long will the board be saved in local storage though?
until they delete it or they go on a different client. Well, yeah, if they go on a different client, it won't know about it. If they go on
Yeah,
their phone or
yeah,
different.
yeah. Which is basically the whole purpose of integrating DynamoDB in this open source project. As in, wherever they are, they should be able to get their board.
So, so so how are you going to deal with the data integrity or whatever? Like you have like any person can go here, create a board and edit that board. Even there's no authentication, there's no user accounts. How are you going to like deal with that and the fact that you want a functionality where you can search for a board, or you like enter your board and it's going to tell you if it's valid or not, like similar to this button?
Yeah, so that's what's so how
Like
I've
I can type
actually
test board, right? And we know that's already a board, so it won't let me.
yeah, so that's what basically I'm trying to explain at the moment. That when
Sorry.
so when so how I basically thought about it is okay. If we want, we should basically focus on having a shortcut. So, as in by not implementing, as in the authentication and the user accounts, because I don't know how long will that take. How we
A
can
lot
actually,
longer.
yeah, exactly, a lot longer. So, which is why I don't want to go that route. What I was thinking is, when a user creates a board, he would put in his passcode. Okay, and when it's all done and dusted, he presses save. Then um, we and then basically he types in the name of the board that he wants to get. Obviously the board will be present, so the system will, I mean, the app will ask for the passcode, and if the
Hmm?
passcode matches,
but
what?
but there's no user accounts.
which is why the passcode comes in handy. So every board when it's created will probably have a
Uh,
passcode attached to it.
okay, so this isn't like a super secret thing. You're just gonna. But then, so like you should you should warn people who are using the app that it's not like super confidential, right? Because this isn't like a super um like a top grade like authentication system. It's just simply like an Excel spreadsheet protected by a password.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
we will tell them as in all there is they need to know. So yeah, and I don't really want to go down to the authentication route because
Yeah,
I
later.
really want to get this MVP out as soon
Okay.
as possible, basically. So, which is where the passcode shortcut
Okay.
comes
Yeah,
in.
that's not a bad idea, honestly, because like as long as people are aware, like don't put
Yeah,
anything, like don't put your credit card number on the board.
I'm
Don't put
pretty sure
your
users will be really
confidential work.
smarter than that than
Yeah.
to be putting credit cards or security codes in this. I'll
Um.
be really surprised if they do. But then yeah, we would probably have to as in find a way to basically first contact
So
them and tell them that
so you
yeah.
can you can search. So then you can search for a board, and then if you can search for a board, you can search for all the boards, right? What if you put in a board name you can't remember? Is your board just lost then?
Of course it's lost because
So if you don't,
it's your
so you
responsibility to
can't.
remember your
Okay.
board.
Okay,
Yeah, of
so
course.
it's not a search feature. It's not like you can search through a list of board names, right?
No, no. Yeah,
You have
you
to
won't be able to do that.
specifically put in the right board name. Yeah? Like
So
it's
yeah,
not
that
gonna help you. Like, let's say I have a board called test board, right? But I'm like,
yeah.
I can't remember the name. Was it test underscore board? And then if this doesn't exist, like that's it. Like you're not gonna get help that there's a test board.
Yes, so there would be one drawback, but to fix that
Okay.
drawback, we can prompt the user when they're actually creating it that please remember
Okay.
your board. It won't be after you have saved it and gone back.
Okay.
Um,
That's
at
cool.
the moment, there are no means to remind you of the board name. So yeah, just
Okay.
prompting the the user for the.
Where's it?
To be honest, Cagdev, the amount of user guidance that we're gonna give to the user at this scale, I think is pretty good, to be honest.
Um.
And in the time we have to create this, although it might not be ideal, but yeah,
It's a quick and dirty. It's not. I don't mind it,
yeah.
honestly.
He just pulling my leg. He likes to. So yeah.
I agree. Auth comes after the MVP.
Exactly. See, I've got a supporter now as well. Yay, I feel really good now.
I mean, as long as you accept the fact that it's not full blown auth and there's limitations, I don't care.
Yeah, of course. And this will be as in done in the as in kind of the project's means, as in
Okay.
to let the user know that there are some other features that are being worked on, but
we could
This is
we
the
could,
first
we
release.
could also kind of, if you wanted to add a feature too, it probably wouldn't be too hard, is also just add a feature where if they visit a valid board ever, like it can just save it to local storage. And then like if they're using the same like computer, then at least we could provide them a drop down of boards they have actually visited.
Yeah.
But we don't need to.
Well, how long will it take though?
Me? I don't know, maybe like an hour.
I mean, I don't really want to put any expectations on anyone because it is purely
I
voluntarily,
could
and
probably do the get board and the local storage thing in probably like, I don't know, 2-3 hours, I'm guessing.
okay, that sounds pretty as in
I'll just
good to me then,
do it when
if you
I'm bored.
can. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just do it
Okay.
when I'm bored.
Yeah,
Or when I'm
yeah,
sick of
whenever.
dealing with my other project.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, man,
Okay.
that's a pretty good idea because at least if they access it with the same device, it would be available to them.
So will they have this option on the boards page or just the home page?
So just the homepage.
Okay, so then basically they're gonna put in a password. That password's gonna go to the Dynamodb table for that particular document, right, which is a board, and then it's gonna have to match, and if it doesn't, we're just not returning the board back.
Yes, absolutely for the passcode scenario. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's like a half-baked login.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Basically, yes. For now, at least.
Now, before I forget and before we go,
do you want to maybe make a task in Jira and record everything what we're talking about, as in on screen?
can
Because
you make it in case I've missed any of the
yeah,
details?
yeah,
Because I
I'll
just
do
want to
that.
make sure I understand what you're asking. But I think I
Perfect.
get it.
Yeah,
I just
I'll
want
do
to make
that.
sure I do. That would help me. So one
I'll
thing
do that.
I want to show you that we have to update. All right, let's say I'm gonna go to a board named test board, and then let me find another random board. And then I know it's late, so I don't want to keep you.
Yes, or man, as in we're both in it together, so
We're in it together.
we're in it together, bro.
But not the liability if people put confidential.
No, don't worry.
Yes.
No,
I'll run into
I'm just
the
talking about the time.
jungle.
Yeah.
I'll run into the jungle.
I don't know him anymore. I don't know him. Who's Zane? I don't know him.
Okay, there's this other
Okay.
board called. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Here's one. Tori with 4 wires. That's a very interesting name.
Tori, come quick.
I'm sure I probably made that one. All right, and then we do board name is Tori. So I have one board on Tori, and
By the way, just so you know, we don't want to give the user ability to get the boards directly from the URL. So exactly how you did
why?
now.
Why they can just be prompted to enter a password.
True. Yeah. True.
Because otherwise,
That makes sense.
how are you gonna share the board? Then why did we do all the redirects with CloudFront?
Ah, yeah. True. That makes sense. True. Yeah, I didn't think about that scenario. Yeah. You're right.
All right, so we have one board called test board, and hold on. I'm trying to open the dev tools. Why is it being so slow? What's going on?
I think in the meanwhile, when you're doing that, I'll probably work on getting this bug fixed, which is the confirmation prompt always appearing on index. Then needs to be fixed as well. I'll work on that. Yeah.
All right, so if you notice, like both are connected to the WebSocket. So this one on the left is the Tory board.
Yeah.
Right? All right, and this one on the right is the test board.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the way we have it set up right now, all right, and if I save this, you're going to see the message over here. See?
Right.
From Tory board, from Tory. See? You're going to get more messages if I edit this. The message, because if we go to Dynamodb, and that's not good because that means people who are not using the same board are getting messages.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So in the tables, we have the WebSocket connections, but the WebSocket connections don't know what board they're connected to. So there's no way to filter them when you broadcast the message in the Lambda that's like posting the messages. Well, or just querying them from Dynamodb. Does that make sense?
It's making sense, yeah.
So
that could be something.
I was thinking that, I mean, I'm not great with writing DynamoDB like queries and stuff with the SDK, but so you probably know more. But like, I made this like fake board example.
Yeah.
So I was thinking instead of having a separate table with the WebSocket connections, which you could do anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is taking so long. All right.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Explore table items. I'm probably gonna have this song playing in my dreams tonight.
Is it that long? Hang on.
Geez,
are you a fan of rock?
Sure. Like, yeah, I like anything.
Right. I see.
This is. I mean, this is like the same few chords just repeated over and over again.
Exactly.
So here, I just made like a fake demonstration, but basically you have the same like schema where you have the board ID and then the board notes, right? And then the board name. And then if you put the attribute as the WebSocket active connections, like the connection IDs that you get from the WebSocket, here on the board row, right? Like this is row or whatever. What do you call it in a document? Then you can just simply query that particular board that the message that the okay. So you can look at the so if somebody sends a message. Somebody sends a message via WebSocket. They have they can send with them the board ID that they're connected to.
Which is already there. Yeah,
All right, so it can send the board ID in the message, and
yeah,
then you can query that board ID and see if they are, you can validate that they're actually who they say they are by looking at the active WebSocket connections. And then if they are in this, like if they're on this board ID and this, and they should be in here in the connection pool, right? And then if they are in there, then you send a message to every other user in this one connection pool. You only broadcast message to them except yourself, right? Like you don't send a message back to
yeah.
yourself.
Of
Instead
course
of
not.
sending messages to every other, like this board too, right? Because right now the way it's working is sending
Right. Yeah.
sending it to everybody across all the boards because it doesn't know who's connected to what board.
Correct. Correct. I get exactly what the problem is, and I get exactly what you're proposing as a solution. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good, though. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We
that
should
was the one
definitely
big
add
thing
this.
that was the one bigger thing too I thought of that like it should be pretty easy honestly to fix because all we
Yes.
need
Yes.
and then we can actually reduce the amount of tables because we can just have one table. We don't need a second like WebSocket table
True.
unless
True.
you needed it for some reason, but I
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
think of why we would need one. I think it's easier to keep track of everything in one table, I guess, but I don't know that much about databases or data modeling or schemas.
True. Yeah. I completely agree that, and that is as in really efficient, because in that way, first of all, we wouldn't need an extra table, and second of all, um, the connect all the all the clients that are connected to a particular bo- board, they will only get information relevant to that board.
Yeah, and you can verify who's sending the message too by just seeing if the connection ID that's sending the message, because I don't know, maybe there's a way to spoof it, but I don't think it would. But it's probably just good to just check if they
Yeah.
actually exist in the connection pool. And then if they do,
Yes.
send the message.
Yeah.
If they don't, then don't send a message.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Let's do that one too. Okay.
I
So
think
I'm gonna.
that was the one thing I was thinking we should fix before we do the merge.
Yes. Correct. That's exactly what we should be doing, because this is kind of a major thing
Yeah,
for WebSockets. All right.
cool.
What I'm gonna do is
I can
so
open a Jira ticket for that one if you want.
um I would highly encourage, as in as many things you can think of, or as many bugs we can come across, we should all be logging them in the
Sure.
Jira, because the thing is that I would like that if we all have our brain focusing on the code rather than remembering about the functionality and bugs that we've come across.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes, let's do that offline.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's late.
it is. I was gonna say, wow, it's nearly 11. All right, guys.
Extended show.
True, the project is almost there. Almost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think it's
huge
good.
thanks to you as well. And everyone who has actually
It was
contributed
fun.
to it.
I enjoyed working on some stuff, and I got to learn some like new stuff as well. So that was cool. Like especially AWS stuff. I don't use it
Yeah,
often at all. So it's good to go and like refresh my memory from what I did learn, or just the things that I haven't gotten to use yet either.
true, true. And that makes, yeah, perfect sense. As in, I've gone a lot to learn from this project too so far, and I know it will continue to happen. But yeah, let's leave it at that one. Very good progress. Yeah, it's looking really positive. Um, towards our deadline, and yeah, if you wanna check out what are we up to in the next stream, which is a bit of a surprise, then join us tomorrow, same time, same place, and
A different task.
that's the one. Right, guys, have a
Oh
great
yeah.
night, and we'll catch you
Have a great
later.
night.